Hey, Aswathi, very good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. So I've made you host. I think you should be able to switch on your video. Please.
Uh,
See.
yes.
Okay. Good to see you.
Yeah. I can't see your face, sir.
You should be able to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We can start. Let me check if the live streams are up. Yeah, live streams are up. So, very good evening, everyone attending this session. My name is Ashok Veda. I'm a lead mentor with DataMites, and today I have Ashwathi with us, who has recently successfully got an offer as an AI engineer from a company called Verse Innovation, Journey and Infotech. And she's been offered as AI ML engineer. And today we have Ashwathi to share her success story and also understand her background and her approach she has taken to learn and interview experience and everything. Ashwathi, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with your quick introduction. You let us know what's your background, and we'll start from there. Thank you.
Sure, sir. So I have graduated in the year 2018. I'm coming from an electrical engineering background. Uh, for 2 years, I prepared for government service examinations. Then I came to know that my heart belongs to this computer science field. So I became coding instructor at Whitehead Junior. For 3 years, I've been teaching students basics of Python, then website creation basics like that. And I have also worked as a data analyst intern for 6 months, assisting a professor in his research work. Then I came to DataMites, which was a huge turning point for me. And the entire process at DataMites, the class, the interview preparation, everything helped me a lot into getting this particular job.
So I see that people from electrical mechanical background, they are very passionate about the coding. I don't see that passion in the computer science engineering people. I can say that.
Actually, yeah, I in 12th standard I had been working, taken a course in computer science only. So my passion lied on there, but a little pressure from family to go in a different field. That's how I ended up in electrical.
So it's a similar story. I mean, I'm from engineering background. But I'm more than 22 years before I completed my engineering. So, but I see even today there is
Mhm.
a there is an affection towards software engineering, especially from the people who are coming from mechanical and electrical background, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Even I have seen that.
And even more interesting, I don't see that from the computer science people. So when I talk to computer science people, they say that, sir, I know basic coding. But when I talk to a mechanical or electrical engineers, they are very good at coding. So this kind of, I don't know how it works. But okay. So you from electrical background, but you already have a coding experience because you were teaching in Whitehead Junior. So that becomes an
Yes,
advantage for you, isn't it?
yes,
Uh,
yes.
so you said, how do you decide to come into the AI and data science field? What triggered you?
The classes itself. So at Whitehead Junior, the class sections are, we'll start from the basics. We'll be teaching them the very basics of the Python, and then we will shift to the front end development part, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then a little bit of the data science concepts are included in the curriculum. So when I went through it, that topic was through surface only, not in depth, because we had to teach that to grade fourth standard to sixth standard students. So it was very small topic. But then when I got the data set and basic concept, I felt a bit more interested into that field, and I started to dig up on that. And yeah, that's how
Okay,
it began.
that makes sense. So you got an exposure to that through your
Yes.
small course. then you wanted to do it.
Yes.
That's really wonderful. So when did this happen? This is in which month, which year?
Actually, that should be 2 years back.
Okay, but you joined the DataMites batch on September 2023.
Yes. Yes.
So
Um,
there was a lot of the thinking period, I would say, right? You're
yes.
reciprocating whether to take it as a career or not.
Yes, because as I told you, it was very beginning. Whatever concept that I had to teach the students were very beginning, and I tried to take up several of online courses, but that didn't work out well for me. It was too complicated. The concepts were presented in very difficult way. I couldn't grasp it that much well. So I plan to get MSc also, but that also I some roadblock was there. And then I found out DataMites and the classes offered by all the faculty here, Kalpana ma'am, Suraj sir, everything were like so supportive. Every time when I had a doubt, when we approach these tutors, they help us very well. And the way they teach each of these concepts is very uh, in a very simple way. I mean, I have heard this saying that, like, said by Einstein, that whenever you teach a concept to kids, it should be like a 5-year-old should be able to understand that concept. It's as simple as that.
I should give that credit to my professor. This is my philosophy from very long, and most of my colleagues. I always say this. Is I learned from my I'm from electrical background as well. There
Mm.
was my professor called Mr. Banumurthy, and it was in a motors lab. So he used to say this. Right? When you say in electrical engineering, you have three phase, right? Three phase line.
Right.
So he used to ask this question, saying, "Okay, explain me what is this three phase." Right? You can start talking about 120 degrees phase shift and this and that, but then you say, you know what? If you say this kind of explanation to a layman, right, who doesn't understand electrical engineering, that will be like, it doesn't make any sense for him. And he said, you know what? Three phase is nothing but three wires in a generator. That's all, right? And that's actually is, isn't it? It's a three different,
Yes.
right? So I actually got this from him, and I've been practicing this. I've been practicing with my own kids, and when I teach, and I'm glad that this culture is also embedded into DataMites. And I'm really glad, being a teacher, you are appreciating it because you're a teacher. You're teaching as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's wonderful. So, coming to the point, how was your learning experience from Python, statistics, machine learning? What field do you find it difficult, and any tips in this learning three different areas?
Python, it is, as I already told you, it is very easy. We just have to have practice. I mean, exactly, like if we take individual concepts and look, that will be very easy, quick to understand, and it is a very easy language. But when you get a problem and try to solve it, that is quite different. That logic part will be missing for most of them. So I would say Python, the language will be simple, but practicing is very much needed. Statistics, it's mostly theory. I was able to learn that in class itself. As I said, the way our tutors explained the things were very in a very interesting way, and I was able to learn those in class itself. After coming here, I just went through the textbooks provided by DataMites. That also helped me a lot. I think that covered most of the statistical part. Uh, if we want to learn extra, we just explore it through ChatGPT or any other materials. Then machine learning algorithms were pretty, yeah, it was simplified. uh, Few of the extra, like the neural network part was a little bit difficult for me. The deep learning part was a little bit difficult, and we didn't had that much discussion during the class time. I missed few of the classes also, so I had to learn it by myself, some of it, and I had to explore a lot of problems. Like that is mostly self-learning. You have to take up a data set and try to do it by yourself in order to develop that skill. That is little different than our normal algorithms, machine learning, like logistic, linear, all those algorithms. Neural network is a little bit different. So I had to practice a lot more, taking up a lot of data set extra, and practicing that helped me boost up more confidence in that area.
Again, it's very interesting to see that AI and data science is actually rocket science. We just look before 2015, very few people or very few people would have actually got these concepts, right? Mostly researchers. But nowadays, anyone who wants to learn AI data science can learn and talk about it, apply it, get into the career. So this all happened within a matter of 7, 8 years. So it's going really, really fast. And that's one of the
I
reasons why.
would say we can learn it from AI itself.
Correct. And that's again interesting. You also mentioned the chat GPT. And I
Yeah.
see this from all the success students that they use chat GPT significantly in addition to what they interact with mentors, because ChatGPT can be a very personal mentor for you. You don't get irritated, right? And you are not feeling shy to ask ChatGPT. It's just a robot. I mean, it's a LLM anyway, right?
Yes.
That actually helps you to ask all sorts of questions. And the only limit is your curiosity and your patience. So someone who is passionate about learning, there is no limits when you use the ChatGPT. Wonderful. Okay. So just to summarize, statistics was relatively easy. Just have to follow the textbooks of DataMites and, of course,
Yes.
ChatGPT. And machine learning, you said various algorithms have different kinds of hyperparameters, and you have to learn it in a different way using different data
Yes.
sets. That's wonderful. Okay. So once you complete this phase 2 of your learning in DataMites, and then you went to phase 3, how was your projects? How you worked as a group, isn't it?
Worked as a group in the sense me and one other person was there. We just two people worked on the projects. Um, Sir, you're not audible.
Cool. Okay.
Uh, yeah, now I
I can see my mic is moving up and down. So,
can.
okay. So my question was, what kind of projects you have done? Can you shed some light on?
So when we took the projects, we considered classification problem. There were two classification problem, the earthquake damage and walk and run. One was very simple project and another had a lot more features in it. And other two was like one was regression, Texas salary prediction, and another one was clustering, FIFA 20. So we can try to touch all kinds of topics, and the final client project was ITSM, ticket management system project. And apart from all of these, I would take up data sets and try some by myself.
So, yeah,
Again, sir, your audio is
my voice is audible. I can see that mic. Can't you hear me?
yeah. Now, I mean, it's in between, it just went and it came back.
Yeah. Could be my internet. Could be
Uh, yeah.
no problem. So yeah, cool. So I understand that you have done projects by yourself as well, along with what is given by DataMites, and you have done
Yes.
a live project. What was your live project?
ITSM, ticket management system.
Okay. So once you finished your projects, did you go to the job interview? What's your job score, job ready score? I always ask this.
It is around six,
It's six, huh?
5.6 or 6. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It seemed as if the feedback was pretty satisfactory, so they kind of proceeded with my profile.
I like the word pretty satisfactory because you say you pretty good, not satisfactory. So pretty satisfactory is the first time I'm hearing. But yeah, it's mostly depend on the mock interviews. If the mock interview trainers, the interviewers are happy with your, because that also added to your job ready score. Your job ready score will shoot up. It's about 6.0 out of 10, which is good. How many interviews you attended, Ashwathi?
Mock interview one. I had tried applying outside also. So I had two other interviews before my mock. So those two couldn't perform well. But after mock interview, my confidence got boosted. I learned few extra concepts, and I was able to crack this particular one. Was
First,
uh, sir, again your voice. I don't know whether it's my headset. I'll try to remove.
no, no, no.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I literally switched from an AI tool which I was using. So I think there's with the internet. I mean, it's not able to. I
Uh,
mean, it actually filters my external noise. Right now,
okay.
it of some background noise would have been included in my voice, isn't it? Okay, cool.
It's,
It's fine, right? So um, the first two interviews you mentioned, so you got it yourself from outside, right?
yes. Yes.
And then through DataMites, you only got one interview and you cracked it.
Through DataMites, one test was there I had attended, and this is the second interview.
Okay, so two job opportunities. Second, you have cracked.
Yes.
Share the experience about interviews. That's what most people are curious who are listening to it because interview experience, what questions they asked.
Okay. From what I have heard from all of the companies, I mean, the interview experiences which I have had, they would currently for worse, it was our manager. Uh, he had some ideas in his mind, and he was giving me prompts to solve that, like to know my ideas, how I would tackle that problem if I face it, what all features I would consider. The questions were mostly on application level rather than textbook kind of one. They didn't directly ask what is linear or what is classification. It was not in such kind of questions. They directly ask the application type questions, like if you see some problem like this, how would you approach, which algorithm would you consider, do you have any other ideas in your mind that would help the organization? So everything was like application level. That was a technical part. And HR, it is the normal questions. How do you see yourself, and all the resume. You have to be thorough with your resume. They would check your presentation skills, communication skills, everything.
Okay, understood. So mostly they are application oriented questions, which is the same thing I
Yes.
hear from other successful people as well. So we are not like people nowadays are not really worried about asking you to write a piece of code or
Yeah.
asking you to explain how an algorithm works. They're more
Mhm.
asking you how to apply your concepts to a business case or use case and how do you handle the project, right? And probably whatever project you put on the resume, they'll dig deep into it. They'll ask your challenges. They'll ask what part you played in the project. They'll ask how did you do your data cleaning or data preparation, which algorithm you use, why you use that algorithm, or what metrics you used, how do you define to new model? Because if you can actually explain that, it's exactly what you're going to do in the job as well. You might be using different algorithm. The workflow remains more or less same, right?
Exactly.
Okay, wonderful. So I do not have any further questions, and um, well, I cannot say you are a non-coder because you are teaching coding. So background is electrical, but still you have a
Yeah.
programming background. So that is fair, and then you learned all of this. In fact, the one appreciable thing is you have got the job right after your course completion, right? So it's hardly
Yeah.
a month.
Yes. It's actually completed 8 months, and then I got the job.
Okay, so within your course completion itself, you are placed, which is
Yes.
wonderful, and that's an exceptional achievement. Um, I do not have any questions. So I'll open up the questions for the audience, and I request DataMites team to see if there are questions from YouTube or LinkedIn. You can put it back here. Let me see. We have two questions here from Rishikesh. Most of the people facing difficulties in getting interview calls from recruiters. That is true. And that's because the number of jobs being applied are massively high. See, I opened up uh, AI intern a year ago in LinkedIn. It's a free posting. I got nearly 5,000 applications. So you tell me, see, going through the LinkedIn and downloading this application, I need two full-time resource. Right? And then LinkedIn also has this metrics. It will give me 3 star, 4 star, whatever it is. And then I'll just filter that out. I'll get some first 200 of it. Kind of ignore all the 4,500 applications. Only 200 applications. I asked one of my colleague to, make a quick calls, and then I just need 3 or 4 people. And then, so if you're not getting interview calls, it's because uh, the number of applicants have gone really, really high. The way you break through that is by making sure your application stands out. It has to, first of all, get through the ATS, the application tracking system, the right keywords, matching with your job description. I think all of this will be taken care by the PAT team for you. Okay. And there is no question. It's kind of like a statement. You're not getting. All right. Would you like to add something, Aswathi?
For me also, initially it was very difficult for me to get interview calls. It was very difficult. Even with the coding background, they were not considering profiles for the data science, because that many, as you said, sir, that many high number of applicants are there for all the jobs related to the data science field. So the same thing I would recommend. I would customize my resume with the keywords from the job description. So that might help the algorithm to pick up our resume a bit more comparatively better than the others. And also ATS score that was higher. Uh, it should be at least about 70 plus to get our resume shortlisted.
And you can ask ChatGPT to give the ATS score. You can ask ChatGPT to rewrite your resume to get a score 9.0. You can ask ChatGPT to actually read through a job description and customize your resume for it. So you know what? You don't have to have any brains. You just have to know
But
the process.
I would suggest you like I would suggest the applicants, yes, they can use ChatGPT, but that will be quite common. The things that we get the answers, it could get common everywhere. So again, same number of answers will get generated for the resumes. It's better to personalize on our own. Yes, we can get the answers, but better to personalize also.
So again, you can ask ChatGPT to personalize, right? And then you can ask ChatGPT to write with simple words. But remember,
Mm,
ChatGPT is more like it's going to make your language more fluent, right? But you don't ask the ChatGPT to entirely write it. What you could
right,
do,
right.
you can do the job description ChatGPT, ask it to read, and then you give your resume. You can even dictate your resume, right?
Mm,
Saying I've
right.
done this, I would like to highlight this, and this is where I'm proud of, this is where I'm not proud of, but still in my resume. And these are things I've done which is not relevant for the job description. You can sell all of this, just like you're telling
Right.
a real human. And then you get a very customized resume, which also scores in ATS higher, but not a generic. So ChatGPT is a very powerful tool. You can use that. And that's good. And there's another question asking how many projects you have done.
uh, Around maximum 30 projects. It's just that the general topics, I just relied on all the data sets provided by DataMites itself. Apart from that, I took up, while I was exploring, I came across that stock prediction through using some neural network concepts. So I tried to get it from Kaggle, or like I tried to learn new concepts whenever I encounter something like web scrapping or something. When you encounter a word, you try to learn a bit more about it. So like that, around 5 to 10 projects I tried extra on that neural network part, and the basic projects around 20. That's
Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, that's more than what an average learner do. But if you can do that, then you are above uh, the level you can get the jobs. A question from Lavanya Ravi. How many hours did you dedicate to studying daily?
Uh, so I would spend 2 hours for the offline class. After that, actually, it depends. The projects, when I get a project, I'll be so hooked into it. I might spend uh, more than like 4 or 5 hours maybe a day. On weekends also, it depends. Whenever I have a project, I will spend more hours on it. Otherwise, I'll just brush up the topics within 2 hours, 3 hours tops.
Okay. Again, that's what we say. So usually 2 3 hours is good enough. But I have seen people who have spent 4 5 hours a day, and they are very successful even in the code completing the course they. So if you speak in data science language, if you do a correlation between number of studies hours you study and the success rate of your job, it is super high. So
Yeah.
your success directly links to your number of hours you put in per day. So you might be very smart, but the number of hours per day is a major
Yeah.
metric. So I would say,
Exactly, sir.
yeah,
Whenever we get a project, that's the time when I spend more on it. If it is theory part or just preparing, going through the topics, that will be like 2 to 3 hours. But when you get a project, you'll be encountering a lot of issues in it. Even during, I mean, mainly during data cleaning part, and then to make the score better, you have to do the hyperparametric tuning, everything. When you try out several concepts and try to learn that definitely takes a lot of time. That, yes, it will exceed like 4 or 5 hours.
very good. So I have a next question. It's from Satindi. Did DataMites PAT team help you for resume building?
Yes. I had created one resume by myself first, but that was I came to know that it was not ATS compatible, and I got a guidance from Pat team, that especially from Donna. I have to say her because she helped me throughout the process, from resume building, from that during that mock interview also. She helped me a lot. So that time, she shared few feedbacks. Based on that, I had made the necessary changes, and it was getting shortlisted, that particular resume, the new resume, which I made with the help of DataMites team.
So PAT team, their entire work is that they're experts in it. So uh, you can cut your relearning curve. They can actually do it better for you.
Yeah.
Another question: how many opportunities you got from placement team from database? I think two, right?
Yes, there were other opportunities coming, but when I got this job, I was satisfied with it. There were a lot of jobs coming. My profile was getting shortlisted for.
So you have taken up two, but there are many to come to you, right?
Yeah, many opportunities were there, but I pinpointed it to was.
Okay. So you have no option to do that. That's good.
Yes.
So I have a question from Vinay, who is attending Zoom itself. Is working as a BA now, not from computer background, or no idea in coding. How good or in what you need to get into AI? It's a simple question. He's not from computer science background, doesn't know the coding. Can he get into AI? What's your opinion?
Surely. I mean, even if somebody is not from a coding background, they could try it out. I would say, even if you don't have a skill at all, you should definitely try to do it. See whether it's your cup of tea. If you have interest to it, you will definitely put 100% for it. So go through the concepts. If you feel you belong there, then very well and good. It's best to go for that opportunity. It's not hard. If you feel like learning, if you feel those topics as interested, then definitely you'll be able to learn it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I agree with her. Been telling this for 8 years. So
Yeah.
Python is an easy language. Few weeks, anyone who has absolutely no idea about coding can learn Python. So that's the answer. I think we have further questions. Like one question out here from Nikita Roy. What is the toughest question you faced in the recent interview, and how did you handle that question?
Toughest question. For me, it was a concept. I was not well in the NLP part, but a question regarding that NLP was asked to me during that interview, but I tackled it with few of the words which I have seen. For example, like transformers, Hugging Face libraries, but I had few simple knowledge about it. So I just created an answer by myself and I had to present it whether right or wrong. That's how I had to do it. Uh, that was the toughest question which I faced. Even if it was the application level type of question, you just have to think like once you complete all the capstone project, you eventually you will start to have an idea. Okay, this could be the solution to the problem. So that part it won't be any problem. But the concept wise, uh, yeah, you might get stuck somewhere, and you will have to cross that bridge when you think.
Okay. I have a question from YouTube. And it says, so it says, how long you took for interview preparation?
Interview preparation, uh, well, almost a month and a half. Because the thing is that I have been doing this for quite some time. So right when I joined DataMites, I was trying to, whenever I get a topic, I would try to learn it and I will try to present it in my own way. If I'm asked a question, how would I handle that? How would I present it? If somebody asked me this question, I had been practicing that from day one, in a way. But the eventually once the course is completed and once the project was over, you got an idea, okay, this kind of questions you will have to face during an interview. So that it took me around 1 month, 1.5 months, yes.
Wonderful. Says Vinay again. Sorry, it's me again. So if you work on capstone project, do we get an idea on AI/ML project?
uh, Depends on the project that you take. There will be like computer vision projects will be there. So if you take up that, you will have an idea on how neural network works and all. Again, you will have to explore a lot. When you see a concept like okay, LSTM, you should see what is an alternative for LSTM. How does it work? If what's the difference between the alternatives of this, which other applications you can have. That kind of exploring attitude, mentality should be there in ourselves, like while we practice.
Yeah, so I would say Kaggle is a very good place. You know, we have a question, there's a competition, the competition is run Kaggle.
Yes.
And you find like everyone is taking a different approach in terms of data pipeline, algorithms you use, right? If you just look into other solution, you get a different point of view for the same problem, how to solve it. That actually helps you to, because if you do the same encoding and same data preparation lines, and then the same algorithms. If you look at others, they might be also using some short codes, shortcut ways or some object-oriented methods to do it. That really helps you. I personally recommend people to look into Kaggle. Kaggle is a fantastic source for learning from a different perspective. One more question, maybe this is the last one we are taking. I am from mechanical engineering, worked before in TCS, but now working in steel industry in UAE, United Arab Emirates. Went to switch into data analytics field. Is it very difficult to get a job with full-time ongoing job in mechanical field? Do you have any idea about UAE job market? I'll take care of the UAE job market part. So you could answer, is it difficult for someone working in mechanical to get into data analytics?
Uh, No, as you have, I mean, mechanical, it's not difficult. I have, as I already told, my few of my classmates here at DataMites, they are from like various other backgrounds. Even BCom is there. As you are from an engineering background, you will have some idea about this field, maybe. Even if you don't have any idea, the transition wouldn't be that hard. You just have to put a bit more, I mean, more effort, and like that passion should be there while you go into this. I wouldn't say it will be hard. Just have to practice and, yeah,
Okay.
learn the concepts.
Okay. So mantra is practice and it should not be hard. Coming to jobs in UAE, I can tell you there is a lot of jobs in data science and AI. We have a lot of students from there. And it's relatively easier in UAE than in India. The competition is lower level and you should be able to get it. And there is a lot of data science being adapted in all the areas. UAE is not just oil anymore. We have it's becoming a financial hub, it's becoming a business hub, it's a lot of other things. Even in the oil industry, you see from exploration to distribution, a lot of data being generated, and they need a lot of data scientists and AI to actually process it. So I don't think UAE job switching will be difficult, especially your mechanical background. Your background will also be a added advantage for you when you're choosing these kind of business. All right, so
Yeah.
that goes to the anything to add? Sure.
And yeah, that's it. Actually, for him, that will be very great advantage because he'll be having domain knowledge, plus his programming skills will be very added advantage to the industry. So if he shows that he's skillful, then that will be well and good. It'll be easier for him to get the job.
Okay, I agree with that. Wonderful. So we have answered all the questions, and Ashwati, thank you very much for taking time. And your success is inspiration for many people, and it gives them confidence because you know what? The main thing in getting into this field is the confidence. Uh,
Yes.
as you already crossed that level, so you could basically vouch for it. The learning part is not that difficult when compared to, let's say, some other IT. It's relatively easy. Most
Exactly.
common sense in business as well is there. And there are plenty of jobs. Companies are willing to train you and then, put it on the project because they're not able to get right resources in market. So I would say your time here is very well spent. Inspired many people. And I wish you very good luck. We should make DataMites alumni proud so that they'll come back to hire more people. So work well,
Sure, sir.
get a good
Sure, sir.
resume.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. You too.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who attended the call. I hope this is helpful. And if you have any further questions, either to Ashwati or me or DataMites, you can reach the LinkedIn or the DataMites website. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.